Hello friends, welcome to another session of e-learning in Panchkarm, and today we will be starting with the revision of Vaman Karm. As we are all aware, Vaman is the first and the foremost Pradhan Karm amongst Panchkarm and is a very vital therapy for Kapha dosh.
We are all aware that the basic principle of Ayurveda is to preserve the health and prevent the diseases from occurring. To achieve this, Sushruta says the basic goal of Ayurvedic Chikitsa will be to doshaha kshinah brahitavya, kupita prashamitavya, vriddha nirhatavya, samaha paripalya iti siddhanta. That is, to induce a balanced state in the body by increasing the deficiencies. That is, if doshas are kshin, then we have to increase it. To pacify the aggravation or vitiation, that means if dosha are in prakupik state, we have to use prashaman. And to eliminate the increased doshas, that is, if there is a substantial vriddhi in doshas, then we have to remove them from the body. And if there is equilibrium in the doshas, then we have to maintain that. And this is the siddhant of chikitsa. To achieve these siddhant, chikitsa has been divided into two types, that is shodhan and sanchaman. And Vaman is the first of these shodhan chikitsa. General meaning of Vaman is therapeutically induced vomiting of stomach contents. Here, contents such as cups conjunction with one dosha, that is Sansar, or both the other doshas, that is Sanipat, and Mal, which are toxic to body, are eliminated through Urdubag, that is Mukh. Now let's start with Nirukti or etymology of term Vaman. The Shabd Vaman is formed by applying lut suffix to root verb Vamane, which means Mardan, Chardan, Nisaran, and Swargabhishan. Mardane means to destroy, crush, or grind, or breaking up. Chardane means Vaman, that is to vomit. Nisaran means the expression like running away, flowing out, or nirgam. Swargabhishan is formed with prefix swarg to the word abhishan, which means to achieve a gati or oozing out with force. Acharya Charak defines Vaman Karma as Tatra dosha hannam urdhubhagam vaman samgyakam, which means a process through which vitiated doshas, that is, vitiated cup, etc., are eliminated through the upper channel, that is urdhubhag, on which Chakrapani comments that urdhubhag should be considered as urdhumukh. So, vaman becomes a process in which waste products are eliminated through the mouth, whereas Acharya Sharandar defines Vaman as apakva pitta shleshmano balat urdhvam nayetu yat vamnan tatti vigyayam madanasya palam yatha, which means a process in which apakva pitta and kaf are forcibly expelled out. Balad means by force. Expelled out through the upper channel is known as Vaman. There are various types of Vaman which have been described in the text. For example, Mridu and Tikshna, which depends upon the potency of the medicine which is being used in the procedure. So, Mridu Vaman is induced in conditions where Rogi Bal is less, and Tikshna Vaman is induced in patients with comparatively higher Bal. Sadhya Vaman is induced in conditions where there is no time to undergo the complete Snehan and Swedan process. So, after Sadhya Snehan, Sadhya Vaman is induced. Also, there is a different type of category, that is inducing woman in disease state, for example, Shwas, etc., and in healthy state, for example, Vasantik woman. Various synonyms of woman have been described in the text. Vam, Vaman, Vami, Vamathu, Virechan, Virek, Chhardi, Chhardan, Ullekhan, Lekhan, Shodhan, Sanshodhan, Udgiran, and Urdhumukh Dosharan. One of the most frequently encountered question is why Vaman is the first Shodhan and not Virechan or any other. In reference to this, Acharya Sushu states that a person who is supposed to undergo Sanshodhan after undergoing Snehan and Swedan should undergo Vaman first and then only Virechan. And if it is not in this sequence, then the cup will move from Amashe towards Grihini and cover it, which can lead to Mandagini, Gaurav, and Pravahika. It is important to understand here that it is also based upon the normal condition or in healthy state, whereas in disease state, anything which Vaidya understands to be beneficial for a patient can be given. Coming to importance or benefits of Vaman Karma, we all know that Vaman is the best line of treatment for Kaphaj disorders. But it is to be noted that it is not only limited to Kaphaj disorders, but also helps in curing various Pitta diseases, especially which can include Apakvapit Avastha. Now, a question might arise why a treatment modality of cough, that is Vaman, takes priority seat over the treatment of Apakvapit instead of Virechan. Apakva means undigested or unripe pith. Usually, this pith is seated in Amashe, and Vaman cures not just cough but also the conditions which are taking place in Kaphasthan. Amashe being a Kaphasthan, it explains why Vaman takes priority over Virechan in the treatment of conditions involving Apakvapit. The second explanation for this is that Vaman expels Apakva dosh from the body, whereas Virechan expels only Pakva dosh from the body. While giving examples of benefits of Vaman, the Acharyas have mentioned an example of Kedar Setu that as yields of Shali, Yav, etc. gets dried out when the water is removed from their roots. In a similar way, Kaphaj Rog cannot be provoked when kapha is removed through Vamankarm from its main seed. And Acharya Sushruta asserts that as flowers, fruits, and branches are destroyed as soon as the roots are uprooted of the main tree, similarly diseases originated due to excessive kapha are unresponsive or non-progressive after elimination of kapha through the process of Vaman. One might wonder what is the prabhav of Vaman over the body. Being a treatment modality of cough, it helps in reduction of drav and shleshma in the body. While explaining why Vaman is considered as a treatment modality in Atisar, Acharya Dallan says that it works exactly in the opposite direction as that of Atisar, and it also has its self-action as Chikitsa Prabhav, which we will study while considering the mode of action of Vaman. What are the conditions where Vaman might be advised? For this, Acharyas have explained that there should be Bahudosha Avastha, that is, when doshas are accumulated in large quantity, only then Vaman should be given, not when they are accumulated in smaller quantities. More specifically, Vaman assists the body in the conditions such as where there is aggravation of cough in its own site or place, when there is aggravation of pith combined with kapha, which is present in small proportion but in Kaphastan, or when Vata or Pitta invade the sites of Kapha, or when there is excessive increase in the levels of Kapha throughout the body. According to doshas, Vaman should be conducted when Kapha is vitiated or Pitta is occupying the place of Kapha and Vata in predominant Kapha state. and in according to disease state in conditions where there is marg virodatva, for example in adogratva or atisar, or in diseases which are having exclusively cup dominance, for example Schwarz, Cars, Agene, etc. Is there any role of coast in women? Yes, there is. As we all know that in Mridu coast there is excessive presence of cough, and in these conditions we have to give low dose of medicine to induce vomit. In Madhyam coast there is Madhyam presence of cough in the body, and you have to give Madhyam matra to achieve the good results. And in crude coast people there is low presence of cough, and therefore higher dose is to be given to achieve good results. Now coming to Vaman Yogya. As you can see on the screen, Vaman Yogya are Venus, Kushta, Navajwar, Rajyakshama, Kas, Shwas, Galgrah, Galgand, Shlipad, Meh, Mandagni, Viruddhajim, Visuchika, Alasat, Vish, Gar, Dagd, Adogat, Kase, Durna, Brillas, Arochak, Avipag, Apachi, अपस्मार शोफ पांडु मुखपात दुष्टतन्य श्लेष्मा व्याधि ग्रंथि उन्माद अतिसार अर्बुद विदारिका मेदोरोग हृदरोग चित्त विभ्रम विसर्प विद्रधि पूतिनासा कंठपात कर्णस्राव अधिजीविका and Galshunika. Amongst these, we can categorize as Kapavastha, Kapapittavastha, Bahudoshavastha, Margavirod Chikitsa, and Urdujatrugatru. Vaman अयोग्य include शतक्षीण, अति स्थूल, अति रूक्ष, बाल, वृद्ध, दुर्बल, श्रांत, पिपासित, क्षुधित, कर्महत, भारहत, अद्वहत, उपवासित, मैथुन प्रसक्त, अध्ययन प्रसक्त, व्यायाम प्रसक्त, चिंता प्रसक्त, श्याम, गर्भिणी, सुकुमार, समृद्ध कोष्ठ, कृमि कोष्ठ, दुष्छर्दन, ऊर्ध्वरक्तपित्त, प्रसक्त छर्दी, ऊर्ध्ववात, आस्थापित, अनुवासित, हृदरोग, उदावर्त, मूत्राघात, प्लीहावृद्धि, गुल्म, उदर, अष्ठिला, स्वरोपघात, तिमिर, शिराशूल, कर्णशूल, अक्षिशूल, नित्यदुखी, अर्श, ब्रह्म, पार्श्वरूप, and Vadvyadi. Details on why these conditions are contraindicated will be considered in the next lecture. For now, I advise the students to kindly go through the list by heart Vaman Yogya and Ayogya and try to decipher the reasons behind Vaman Ayogya. In the next lecture, we will categorize Vaman Ayogya just like we have categorized Vaman Yogya. After describing various Vaman Ayogya or contraindications, Shastra did not limit itself to just naming them, but also gave various reasons behind why they are contraindicated for a particular procedure. In case of women, we can observe it through various groupings so that even in other conditions which have not been named here, we can understand whether a patient is indicated or yogya for women or not. First will be Kshat or Urakshat, conditions where there is lesion in chest. If we conduct woman due to further strain over the body, profuse hemorrhage may occur in such cases. Similarly, in Ksheen, Sthul, Bal, Durbal, Vriddh, Shrant, Pipasit, and Kshudit, if we conduct women, there will be a danger to their life because of their inability to tolerate the exertion of this procedure, and it can lead to fatal emergencies. In conditions where patient is ahat with karma, bhar, and adva, Similarly, in Ati Chinta, Ati Vyayam, Adhyanrat, Maithun Prasad, Sham, and Upvasit, all these conditions lead to Rukshita in body, and due to this, there is further provocation of Vat, and it might lead to hemorrhage or ulceration in the body. In Garbhani, there can be Garbhani complications and might even lead to abortion. In various Sukumar people of any age, they are unable to undergo the strain of this procedure and may suffer from discomfort in chest and can lead to severe hemorrhage, which can be through upper or lower channels. Patients having Samvrit Kost and who are Dushchardit, in these conditions, there is Doshutklesh, which can lead to Visarg, Stambh, and Jadde, etc. In Prasakta Chardi and Urdhva Raktapit, the procedure is not from the other channel but from the same channel where the disease is there, and it will provoke previously vitiated Udan Vayu and might also lead to death or profuse bleeding. In Urdhva, recently Astapit and Anuvasit, there will be increased Pratilom Gati of Vat, thereby leading to various disorders. In patients having Hridrog, it can lead to impaired cardiac function. Now, it is important to note here that Hridrog has been in indications as well. So, in patients having good bulb and where there is Kafaj Hridrog, only in those conditions, Mridu kind of woman is to be given. In any other kind of Hridrog, woman is contraindicated. In patients having Udavar, if we take these patients for women, there can be aggravation of conditions which can quickly lead to death. Mutraghat, Gulm, Asthila, Udar Rog, Liha, and Swarobghat. In such conditions, there can be manifestation of acute pain as well as increase in Shleshma or Udak Dhatu. In Timir, Karnashul, Akshishul, and Shirashul, there can be aggravation of pain. So, to concise it, the conditions where not to give women include diseases with acute onset, for example, Hridgaya and Udavar, diseases in which body is largely emaciated or durbal, for example, in Kshataksheen, diseases in which doshas are moving in upward direction, that is, Urdhvagar Rakpit or Prasakta Chardi, or conditions where patient is very weak, delicate, and aged, and diseases which involve vital organs like marma. These are the conditions where women should not be advised. When describing about various forms of medicines to be used in Vaman Karma, Shastra have given two terms, Vamak Dravya and Vamanopak Dravya. So, what is Vamak and what is Vamanopak? Vamak Dravya is one which induces vomiting and has Urdhva Prabhav. It has its own properties, which we will discuss while studying Vamak Dravya and mode of action. Coming to Vamanopak Dravya. Vamanopak Dravya is one which supports the action of Vamak Dravya, for example, Madhu, Lavan, etc. And some of these increase the effect and the others prevent any kind of disorders or side effects from happening. While describing various Dashimani in Sutrasthan Adhyay 4, Acharya Charak has described Vamanopak Dashimani as Madhu, Madhuk, Kovidar Karbudar, Neep, Vidul, Bimbi, Shan Pushpi, Sada Pushpi, Pratyak Pushpi as part of it. Now we will study all these 10 Vamanopak Dravya in brief. First of it is Madhu, and it has properties as Kashay Madhur Ras, Sheet Virya, and Guru Sheet and Rukshagun in nature. Madhu, its botanical name is Glycyrrhiza glabra, and it is Madhur Rasatmak, Madhur Vipag, and Sheet Virya, having Guru and Snigdha Gun. Kovidar is Boinia purpurea and is Kashay Rasatmak, Sheet Virya, and Katu Vipaki. It is having Ruksh and Lagu Gun. Karbudar, having synonym of Kachnar, is Boinia variegata and is Kashay Rasatmak, Sheet Viryatmak, and Katu Vipaki, having Ruksh and Lagu Gun. Neem or Kadam. Its botanical name is Anthocephalus kadamba and is Madhur Kashay and Lavan Rasatmak, Katu Vipaki, and Sheet Virya in nature. It is having Guru and Rukshagun. Vidul or Vetus is Salix caprea, having Tikta Katuras, Katu Vipak, and Ushna Virya, and it is again Lagu and Ruksh in nature. Bimbi is having botanical name Coccinia indica, is Tiktarasatma, Katu Vipaki, and Ushna in Virya. It has Lagu, Ruksh, and Tikshna Guna. Shanapushpi is Crotalaria verrucosa and having ras Tikta Katu and Kashay, Katu Vipag, and Ushna Virya, and in Gun it is Lagu, Ruksh, and Tikshni. Sadapushpi or Arth is Calotropis gigantea, is Katu Tiktarasatmak, Katu Vipaki, and Ushna Virya. Pratyak Pushpi or Apamarg is the 10th or last Vamanopadravya. Its botanical name is Acaranthus aspera. It is Katu Tiktarasatmak, Katu Vipag, and Ushna in Virya. It is Lagu, Ruksh, and Tikshna Gunar. After studying this, a question might arise: where and when do we administer Vamanopak Dravya? In practice, it is seen that Vamanopak Dravya is administered after vague have started coming in the form of font. More we will discuss while studying Trivid Karma of Vaman Karma, precisely in Pradhana Karma. What is Vamak Dravya? Vamak Dravya is one which induces vomiting, and as Charak have said, Tatra Dosha Hannam Urdu Bhagam Vaman Sangikam means those medicines which expel the morbid doshas from upper channels are called Vaman or Vamak Dravya. While describing various formulations of Vaman, Acharya Charak has described six medicines in Kalpastan, which are Phal, which means Madan Phal, Jeemutak, Ikshvaku, Dhamargav, Vatsak, and Kritvedana. Total 355 Vamak Yog are described in Kalpistan, out of which Madanfal is having 133, Jeemutak is having 39, Ikshvaku is having 45, Dhamargav is having 60, Vatsak is having 18, and Kritvedan is having 60 Yog. All this can be referred from Charak Kalpistan.
With this, we come towards conclusion of today's session. Thank you.